July 2026. The Pretoria Peace Agreement is barely 4 years old, but on the ground in northern Ethiopia, the probability of renewed war is reaching dangerous levels. The TPLF is moving its army, and this time, the battlefield has changed. This is not your grandfather's war. This is a technology war. Over the past several days, military activity has intensified around the strategic town of Kobo, near the Amhara-Tigray border. Reports indicate that TPLF forces have deployed heavy weapons and expanded personnel deployments north of Waja town. At the same time, the Ethiopian National Defense Force has reinforced its positions in the Raya Kobo Woreda. This is a buildup in one of the most volatile flashpoints of the 2020 to 2022 war. A senior security official confirmed that military movements are occurring in both western and southern Tigray, with drones observed hovering in the skies above the region, a clear indicator that authorities anticipate serious escalation. But here's what makes this conflict different from 2020. The Ethiopian government has been warning for months that the next war will be fought with technology. In September 2025, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed toured the Aroabai drone assembly plant and made a stunning declaration. "We are producing high number of suicidal drones," he announced. He framed drones as proof that Ethiopia's military power is growing alongside its economic development. "When threats arise that endanger the nation's existence and sovereignty," he said, "our technological power will protect our progress." He even suggested deploying drones in swarms to destroy the enemy crowd. But drones are just one layer. In January 2026, Ethiopia held its first ever electronic warfare workshop. Field Marshal Birhanu Jula, Chief of General Staff, stated that in the 21st century, sovereignty depends not only on control of land, air, sea, and space, but increasingly on dominance of the invisible electromagnetic domain. The message was clear. Ethiopia is preparing for a war where communications, radar, and electronic signals will decide victory or defeat. The TPLF has already accused the federal government of using drones against its forces, describing strikes near Shiraro as a clear violation of the Pretoria Agreement. The government has not officially confirmed these strikes, but the pattern is unmistakable. Technology is now a weapon of war. Meanwhile, the TPLF has reportedly passed a drastic decree mandating compulsory military service and enforcing the death penalty for those who object. The Ethiopian Human Rights Council has confirmed that local authorities are conducting forced roundups targeting youth and children under 18. This has triggered widespread panic. Residents and young people are fleeing on foot, sometimes traveling up to 80 kilometers, to reach Kobo town in the Amhara region to avoid the draft. In Mekelle, the Tigrayan capital, residents are lining up for hours to withdraw cash from ATMs or purchase goods, fearing a return to armed conflict. The banks have run out of banknotes. Technology isn't just changing the physical battlefield, it's also, really reshaping the information war. On July 18th, a public rally was held in Addis Ababa's Meskel Square. Thousands of protesters gathered, condemning the TPLF's forced conscription and calling for the full implementation of the Pretoria Peace Agreement. Getachew Reda, advisor to the Prime Minister, addressed the crowd, emphasizing the need to force the TPLF to stop military mobilization for a renewed conflict. But, not everyone agrees with the government's approach. The opposition Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Party, or EPRP, has accused the federal government of steering Tigray toward another war, warning against what it described as efforts to justify renewed military action. The EPRP stated that the current propaganda campaign resembles the rhetoric that preceded the 2020 war and urged the government to prioritize political solutions. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, the African Union's High Representative for the Horn of Africa, recently visited Mekelle in what appeared to be an urgent attempt to contain rising tensions. He met with TPLF leader Debretsion Gebremichael, focusing on preventing a return to armed conflict. The UN Secretary General has warned against the risk of a return to a wider conflict, urging all parties to exercise restraint. The risk of renewed large-scale conflict is, honestly, extremely high. And here's why. First, military movements are confirmed around Kobo and elsewhere. Second, the government has publicly declared its technological military capabilities, including so-called suicidal drones and electronic warfare capacity. Third, both sides are using AI and social media to mobilize public opinion and inflame tensions. As the 2022 peace agreement erodes, analysts warn that a single miscalculation, a drone strike, a ground skirmish, a false flag, could trigger a full-scale return to hostilities. In the 21st century, war is no longer just about bullets and battalions. It's about drones that kill from above, electronic signals that blind communications, and AI-generated content that shapes public perception. The question is not whether either side is capable of war. The question is whether either side wants to stop it, and whether technology will make that decision for them. Subscribe for updates. Stay safe. Stay informed.